All right.
Okay.
What? Okay. What's up, guys? This is the Pretty City Podcast. My name is Devin Reno. I am one half of the Pretty City Express, online physique and performance coach, independent wrestler, and animal enthusiast, as well as horror movie watcher. Back. And I am joined by.
Christopher Landon Anthony Streeter, also Clas. What's up, guys? For those of you who haven't heard before, I'm a clinical psychologist. Yes,
Yeah.
that is a doctor. I'm also a professional wrestler, independent professional wrestler, and the other half of the greatest tag team in the history of the world, the Pretty City Express. Happy to be here. I love animals too. I like how you throw that in. I like animals.
They're the best.
They're the best.
I want a cat more than anything right now.
We've been talking about this cat for you for a long time. Where are we at in the cat process?
I was at a friend's house last week, and they had a cat. They had a couple cats. They had a cat, and the cat, Bella, was super nice. It was like chilling on my chest at one point, and I was laying on the couch, and I was like, "This is a life.
Yeah.
Like, you can't ask for anything better here. A cat that likes you. And then, like, I don't know. It's lonely out here. I come home to an empty apartment. I just got dishes. Like, I don't got anything cool.
It's not dishes. Big
No
pop.
responsibilities really. So I gotta get some more responsibility in my life. And a dog, a little too much. Like, I love dogs more than anything, but I'm on the road sometimes. I'm not home till late. Maybe I'm gone a day. A cat can be like, "Oh, cool, you're back." A dog's like, "Dude, don't ever leave me again."
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Exactly.
I gotta think. And a cat, they have litter boxes and stuff. Like, they can take care of themselves, really.
They'll take care of themselves. You just got to be careful that they don't try to kill you when you come back, because a lot of time
Yeah.
alone, a lot of time to scheme.
That is true.
Have some trust issues with cats. I feel like they're always up to something.
Yeah, that's kind of what I'm excited about, because I'm a crazy person too, and so I think a cat will match your energy a little bit,
Ooh.
and then it's always going to be like, "All right, dude, what are we doing here? Like, are we having a good day today, or are we going to fight? Like, what's going on?"
Working or we shooting, bud?
Oh, that was another thing, is I was like, man, if I had a cat right now, I would just tell it about the match last night. Like,
Yeah.
I'd just be talking about what happened last night.
Yep. There was when I had Bubs, there was like a period after he was gone where I would like be in the kitchen and I would drop food, and I had this thing where I just tap my foot and he'd like boom. And it took me a minute to like get out of that habit of like tapping the foot or like being like, "All right, dude, here's what I think about this. This is a oh,
Yeah.
damn." So all that to say, it's normal for the Pretty City to talk to their animals. Don't know if it's normal for everyone else, but we don't care. We're saying it's normal.
Yeah, I feel like it should be.
I think so.
Animals are part of your family, in my
100%.
opinion.
And I don't know how you feel about this. I see this in my shoot job a lot. People, when they lose their pets, a lot of times it's a tougher loss to deal with than some people who they've lost
Yeah.
in their life. Like, and I'm not saying like your pet's more important than everyone, but a lot of times like it hurts a little bit more losing a pet. So we love our pets, guys. You should talk to them. They're part of the family. Excited for this cat. The cat's going to make an
too.
appearance on the podcast here for sure at some point.
It has to. That's the next apartment. I'm already looking. It's like, okay, it has to have like a cat rent or something. But then, do I do I adopt an older cat, or like a kitten? Like, because at first I was against kittens. I was like, no way, dude. Like, I can't do that. And then Pete, my mom's husband, my stepdad, they had a litter of kittens. Did I tell you this?
No.
There's a litter of kittens in the backyard right now.
Hell yeah.
And Pete's like watching them grow up, and they're just like the mom is in the shed or whatever. She takes care of them. He'll feed them, and they're just playing around on the porch all day, like fighting each other, and it's like the cutest thing I've ever seen. So I'm like, well, damn, like maybe I need a kitten, but then that's 15 to 18 years that they're gonna be around,
Yeah.
and you have to train them, and I don't know how much you train cats, but that's how obsessive I am. I would have to figure it out and go, okay, How do I take care of this cat, set it up for success? I don't know what setting a cat up for success looks like, but
Yeah, that was going to be my question. Is like, what training needs to go into cats? Like, are they so smart and psychopathic that they just figure it out and they know what to do, and they're like, please keep your little treats for someone else. I'm going to take a shit over here in this box because that's where I shit. You know,
yeah,
like, I don't know. I don't know how much you train them. I know dog training is like intense, and you like that. You can really tell a dog that's been really well trained, halfway well trained, and then not trained at all. Like, it sticks out. But I have no clue on cats. And like growing up, we always had outside cats, like that lived in the hay shed and like ate the mice, keep them out of the hay, and like stuff like that. I have no clue what goes into an inside cat.
no. I in my head, like off the top of my head, I think you train a dog, you raise a cat.
I like that distinction. Yeah, that's
Yeah,
good.
like with a kid, they're gonna do whatever they want. You can only guide as best you can.
Yeah,
That's how I view a cat. Like ultimately, whatever this mind comes up with, it's probably gonna do. I just have to make sure it knows these are good decisions and these are bad decisions. So that way, at least when they make a bad one, I'm like, "Hey, dickhead."
what I say, what I
you,
fucking
yeah,
say.
you know this is wrong. Whereas a dog, you're just like, oh, this one might be on me.
Yeah, yeah. Anything bad a dog does,
Yeah.
you have to like internalize that because it is your fault.
Yeah, like I remember in my last relationship, Venom. She was the best. She was the best dog. It's funny you said missing animals more than people. That's immediately where my mind went. I was like, oh, I miss that dog so much.
Yeah, exactly. See what I'm saying?
I was on the road last night, and I was like, I just leaned back, I put my head on the headrest, and I was like, oh, I remember when Venom would like peek her head. If I did that, like on a long road trip, I would lean back, and she would peek her head to my left and like sniff and try to lick my ear, and I was like, hey, I'm okay, and then she would go back to sit down or whatever. She was the best car dog.
Yeah.
There's just stuff like that where I'm like, damn, I miss a dog like that. And Venom especially she was my dog. Like, I've never had a dog bond to me that much, to the point where even at wrestling, she was with me, and like the whole bit. Or that time when she went to a wrestling show. Well, I don't know if you were there for that, but I was, I walked out, and my ex had her in the front row, and I was me. I wasn't Bert yet. I was me. And I walked out, and I like made my entrance, and I see Venom, and I was like, hey, and she's just like looking around, and then finally she saw me in the ring, and I go, yo, Venom. Well, the babyface making the entrance, and she, oh shit! Like, she tried to jump the guardrail and get in. I was like, oh, so I had to like pound her out of the ring to go pet her and be like, it's okay, I'm gonna go fight. I did that. Then I had to come out as Bert. So afterwards, I meet up with them, and I'm Bert. And I was like, I'm curious. And so I'm walking up as Bert, which is just a purple morph suit, if you guys don't know. And I go to say hi to them. And she's like staring at me, like, who the hell? And she like sniffed who I was and then lost her mind and like jumped into my arms. And I unzipped. I was like, okay, cool.
Oh, yeah, pets are the best. What was I going to say? This is not related to animals or cats, but you made me think of it when you were talking about the road trips. So a big part of wrestling culture, I feel like, is energy drinks and like caffeine. You have like much shorter commutes now, though. Where's your energy drink usage at?
It's actually way better.
Really?
Yeah. Like I have, sometimes I'll have a liquid death before cardio in the morning, which is 100 megs.
Yeah.
It's like a cup of coffee. Other times I'll just have a cup of coffee, depending on how I feel. And then I'll have a pre-workout, and I'll have another liquid death, like, before shows. I don't need them for the drives anymore. It's crazy.
That was my thing.
Because yesterday, with traffic to open in Worcester, it's like 2 hours. But on the way home, it's 1. Like an hour 15. So whatever. Then to Rhode Island, it's 2.5 there, maybe 2 back. So it's just, I don't really need them. It's crazy.
Oh, it's so cool.
Because before you have like 1 on the way to the show, 1 at the show, 1 maybe 2, a lighter one on the way back to get you home. That's 3 energy drinks in a day, And if you worked out that morning, you had a pre-workout.
Exactly.
So yeah, I my caffeine usage has dropped way much. But then of course I'm me, and so now I'm like, well, I'm feeling kind of tired for this workout. I could do 2 scoops because like my caffeine's been down, so like I'll 2 scoop it. Or this is crazy. I did a Gorilla Mind, and then I have these like pre-workout capsules that are only 80 mgs each, but they have like a bunch of nootropics too to like help you focus. And the first time I took those, I felt like I was on, I don't know what a big dose of Adderall is, but I felt like I was on that in the gym. I was like, oh my God, what is that? Like, I felt like Limitless. The movie Limitless. Yep. And so I still have them. So I did a Gorilla Mind on the way to the gym. And then after I got warm, I took 2 capsules. So like 360 megs, but zone the fuck in.
Right.
And I remember at the end of the work, I was like, man, I still feel great. Like, I killed quads, and I was like, oh, yeah, no shit.
Damn. Dude, like, with the focus thing, I used to not really notice it, but there was a period, like, I don't know, this year where I probably went 2 months without having a pre-workout, and I would just do, like, a Gorilla Mind before, which was fine. I liked it, whatever. And then I ordered my pre-workout that I'll get like one of them from Bucked Up and then a pump formula too, and I'll mix them. And I usually go back and forth between the 300 milligram and the 200 milligram ones. This time I got the 300 milligram one with the pump formula, and it's been like a month and a half that I've been taking it, and I like just the mental focus like that I get with that versus just a Gorilla Mind is insane.
I believe it.
This is the first time I've really noticed the difference of like how being mentally focused can help, because I don't know if it didn't stick out or what, or just like I needed to be off the pre-workout for long enough to realize it. But like, especially the first half, I'm so much more locked into what I'm doing, and like your brain wanders at the gym. Like there's music playing, there's people lifting like fucking idiots, there's everything to look at. There's so many distractions, and like. Before it was just like squirrel up here, over here, oh fuck, I'm like in the middle of a set. And now it's just like every time the mind starts to go, the pre-workout's like, lock in, motherfucker.
Yeah.
I fucking love it. So yeah, to your point about like the focus, I think it's so cool to once you find that and like find something that really works with that. Makes a huge difference.
I still think for long road trips, Gorilla Mind's the GOAT.
Can't beat it. Can't beat it.
It's unreal. If you guys haven't done or tried Gorilla Mind, you need to.
Yeah.
It's especially long road trips. It keeps you up. You don't feel jittery. You don't really crash, and you're just like in a good mood. Like we would have talks, even from LA, which is a rough drive after the shows because they're so late. It was like, oh, cool, we made it. Like it wasn't, oh my god, like this is dragging so much. We just, oh, we're here, cool.
It flew by. Like we've done that. I think the last 2 times we've come from LA, we've had a Gorilla Mind 2 or 3, and I think we did it by accident one time. And there was just like, wait, we never really got. We're tired.
Yeah.
But we just kept the conversation going for the 5 hours that we were in the car.
Yeah.
From midnight to 5 a.m, no problem. Huh. And then since then, that's been our go-to. Yeah, I'm a big Gorilla Mind fan.
Oh yeah. So I have legs today. I probably won't do Gorilla Mind. I'll probably do 2 scoops and then maybe a capsule. We'll see. And I'm on a cut right now, so like my energy's not super low yet, but I can feel it getting there. Like this week it hit me hard. I just felt like tired. I was just like, oh, like this. But my workouts have been great, so. It's definitely, and in the ring, I feel awesome. I think I was a little sick too over the weekend, which I got sick. I was like, why am I sick? This doesn't make any sense. I don't usually get sick. And then I rewatched the match with Jack, and I'm biting the top rope. I'm like,
that'll do it.
100% why I got sick. I bit the top rope. Yeah. Sick camera shot, but yeah, I definitely got sick because of biting that dirty ass rope.
No one can say you don't love the game.
Yeah. I remember, like, what a stupid thing to do.
Yeah. Sometimes you just feel shit like that in the moment, and you can't help yourself. Like
But
your brain isn't, you're not thinking logically, your adrenaline's firing, and this just feels like the right thing to do. And then looking back, you're like, huh, maybe. But you have no control over it. You just do it. That's part of being a good wrestler. You got to feel that shit and do it when it's there.
I am a different person when I'm in there.
Can confirm.
It's always funny when people, especially friends for the first time, and I wrestle them, and they're like, "What was that?" And I go, "I told you. I don't know. I don't know what that guy did."
Yeah. Does I think you've talked about this a little bit, but I'm curious, like, because it's like people where you worked at or who you worked with at the surgery center, right? They would see stuff and be like, "Wait, this is you?"
Yeah.
But that's not you here, like not even close.
Yeah.
And so, like, there was that. And then do your parents or like family ever bring new people to shows, like either family members or whoever, and they're like, "Wait, what the fuck was that?"
Yeah, sometimes. Though I think the biggest one is they're like, "Oh, he's actually scary." Like, that's the biggest one that I get, is because I try to be as disarming as I can in real life.
Yeah.
So I do think, like, even there are some. I know it was in my last relationship. I knew a moment was really good when she was like, "Yeah, I forget sometimes that you could be terrifying." Like, because it would only be in those spurts, you know?
Right.
And it was like, I feel bad that they feel that way, but also it kind of means that they're good. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and like, you have to build up so much trust with those people that, because that was a thing before where they're like, "Well, how do I know if this is the real you?" And I was like, I don't know. Like, I just am me. It's hard because I'm being this nice person, and I try to be, emotionally communicative and intelligent and all the things, and I think I am. But then you see me be this crazy hothead, absolute maniac, and you're like, "Well, are you lying to me?" Like, how are you capable of that? That was a big thing, right? And so I'm like, it's something you tap into, and it's hard to tell people, I don't have anger problems or whatever, when it's like, no, I just kind of channel them into this now because I've learned how to do that. It's difficult to gain that trust, I think.
For sure. And I always argue that I think everyone to some extent has that inside of them, because we're all just like animals at the end of the day.
Yeah.
I think we all have an instinct to be a propensity to violence. And I think some of us know how to tap into that and control it because of sports. I think sports plays a huge role because, like, especially football, wrestling, like, those are violent sports, and it's safe. You're playing within the rules. But you have to, like, tap into that kind of animalistic thing in order to be successful. Like, you have to say, okay, right now this person's running the ball. My job is to tackle them so they don't score and we lose. I don't give a shit what happens to them. I'm going to make the tackle, right? That's a violent thing. Same thing with wrestling. Like, yeah, all right, I'm running this, like, crossface or this cradle. I don't care how bad it hurts them. I have to get the pin, right? Like, I think we all have that inside of us, and I think it's people who maybe aren't as tapped into that because they didn't play competitive sports or anything like that. Then they see that expression in a wrestling ring. They see this gorilla of a man screaming at them. They go, "Wait, what is that? What do I do with that? That's not the same person I know. What the fuck?" Like, and it's scary, but we learn to control it.
Yeah.
It's safe. But it's just like, that's part of it. You got to learn how to tap into that to make that realism,
There's a quote. Yeah, I think you probably know it better than I do. I think I heard Jordan Peterson say it, but he was quoting someone else, where he was talking about, like, a man who's not dangerous isn't a good man. Like, something like that. Like, a man who's dangerous but chooses not to be is actually a good man. Because if you're not dangerous, if there's nothing about you that is threatening or protective or whatever, like, not a threat at all, then you're just kind of at the will of whatever's around you, as opposed to, no, I have this side of me, I'm capable of controlling it. Like, and because I grew up with anger problems, I tried so hard to eliminate that side of me, where it's like, oh, I can't get aggressive. I can't have that mindset. I need to be, calm all the time or nice all the time. It's like sometimes you can't be nice.
Yeah.
Like people are gonna take advantage of you, whether you like it or not. So like you need a side of you that's like, hang on, that's not okay. Like that's a boundary, and be able to back it up to an extent of no, like I'm actually not okay with that, And it's harder for women, obviously, but I think as a guy, like that quote rung something in me, and it applied to wrestling too, where I was like, oh, like yeah, I need to be able to have this side of me that presents a credible threat. Otherwise, what am I? Like just a goofball in the ring, or do I have this emotional, angry side that's, oh, he might kill someone. Like that might actually happen. Like I could see him killing someone. Like that's kind of the art of it, because then they're bought in no matter what.
Exactly. Yeah, the quote he's kind of going from, and he says this a lot, is you should aim to be, it's something, not paraphrasing, but this is essentially it, or I am paraphrasing, this is essentially it. You should aim to be a warrior in a garden, not a gardener in a war.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah.
And then it's like he says this all the time, like you can find tons of clips, but you should try to be a monster. Like you should be a monster.
Yeah.
Know how to control it. Those are going to be the most efficient people and the best people you want to be around. You don't want to be a coward. You don't want to be feeble. You want to be a monster and be able to rip somebody's head off philosophically when you need to.
Yeah.
Or literally when you need to. Like there's a time and a place, but you need to have, the point is you need to have that mentality. You need to understand that it's inside of us and then how to control it. And that's going to make you one of the best version of yourself and the most socially viable, the most capable and things like that. So that's kind of where you want to shoot for.
Yeah, it changed my perspective, because it went from me being, why am I so angry all the time? Like, why am I feeling, or not all the time, but why are my emotions so vivid, And as opposed to just going, I know my emotions are vivid. What can I do with that? Like, how do I understand sometimes it's hard for me to control them. I've been to therapy, I've seen doctors, I've done all the things. That's just how my brain is wired. So how do I curate my life or handle that in a way that's appropriate? Because I can't change it.
Yeah.
I can only change how I react to it and what I do with the vivid feelings, as opposed to like, just stop feeling those things. That doesn't work.
Yeah.
If you're wired like me, it just doesn't work. So you have to go, okay, what do I do when the emotions get this, and develop like thoughtful patterns. And we've talked about this, like create new pathways for your brain to go into and make smarter decisions.
Yeah, that's a good lesson just across the board. And I know I've given you this metaphor before, but it's one of my favorites. It's the Chinese finger trap, right? When you put your fingers into the finger trap and you try to run away and pull away from it, you get more stuck. But if you just push your fingers together and relax and lean into it, then the trap releases itself. And that's exactly what you're talking about, right? The more I try to avoid, the more I try to push this away, the more I try to like be upset that this is happening, the worse it gets. And then I get more frustrated on top of it versus, all right, this is what I have. How am I going to lean into this and work with it to use it to my advantage? That's like, that works for that. It works for everything in life. Like the more, if you have something and you're trying to run away from it, you're going to have it because it's going to keep following you. Versus, let me turn around, let me face it and figure out how to make this work for me and use it to my advantage.
Yeah.
One of the best life lessons you could think of, and you figured that out, which is really cool. It's I was just thinking about like your kind of experience with anger, and I was thinking of mine. I had spouts where I would get angry and frustrated, and then there was a point when I was pretty young where I was like, this isn't helping me at all. I'm getting nothing from it. So what am I doing? And so man, it was probably around the time, like sometime in high school, it was just like, I stopped getting angry because it wasn't serving me in any way. And I was lucky to realize that. I don't know how I realized that because I was just a dumb kid at that point, but something like came over me and was just like, this is not functional. It's not serving me. It's only hurting me. I don't need to do this. And I still get pissed. I still get frustrated sometimes, but it's very fleeting and I'm pretty good at keeping my emotions in check. So Yeah, anger is part of us. 100%. I always tell people if you're not feeling anger, that's strange. But what do we do with
Yeah.
it? That becomes the question. Like you should feel angry, you should feel frustrated, you should feel anxious, depressed, etc. But if we spend too much time in those, that's something we want to work through, you know? So it's like,
Yeah.
yeah, have these emotions, but what do you do with them? That's the question.
Yep. And then understanding, like for me, the big thing is, oh, I have to control like how I react. And if I don't, I have to be willing to circle back and make sure everything's okay. Because like that's how people get bad. In my opinion, the reason why I don't have a bad reputation because of the episodes I've had or whatever at shows, especially back home, where it's like what the something something or the very famous one in New Mexico, and it was because after that it's like, hey man, I was trying to leave the situation. You wouldn't let me leave. That doesn't excuse what I did. I apologize. Like I should not have spoken to you that way. And also, I stand by everything I said, but let's talk about it now and like deliver it a little bit nicer and I'll figure out where you're coming from, I think that speaks volumes in terms of what other people, because there have been people like there was that one time in Vegas where the kid didn't do a great job and we were told give him the business. And so I did. And then afterwards, he came up to me and I was like, let's talk about it. Like, here's what I think you should do. And then he ended up leaving like, oh my God, like, he cares.
Yeah.
As opposed to like, he's just a douchebag. Because I do care. The only reason I get mad is because I care. But I understand that's a cop-out. Like, I also hate people that do that. They fly off the handle. It's like, oh, it's because I care. Okay. Not good enough. Like, you can't just say you care and then expect to not be held accountable for your actions. Maybe you say, hey, I care. I shouldn't have flown off the handle. Here's why I did. I'm sorry for that aspect of it. And then how can we communicate so we're on the same page now and move forward? Because if you don't move forward, there's just this weird tension.
Yeah.
And I hate that. I hate that weird underlying tension. We've been in parts of it where it's, or with people or around people, and it's like, all right, what's going on? This is weird. We gotta talk about this. I'm not okay with this. Like, it might be awkward. And then once you get into the talk and you're able to navigate it maturely and emotionally aware, it's, oh, okay, this is way better than I thought. I think that's one of my bigger skills in life. So, I only developed that skill because I had a habit of flying off the handle, and I realized I had to. I was like, oh, I can't just be this guy. I have to be willing to put in the work on the other half.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that skill is like exactly that. It's, okay, this is awkward and uncomfortable. I think most people's natural inclination is to run away from it. Your superpower in that regard is, nope, I'm going to turn around, sit and face this, and we're going to figure this out. Like, let's just sit in the uncomfortable and deal with this until we kind of work through it. That, like, so you're comfortable being uncomfortable. Which is, dude, if you can learn to do that in anything, your life is going to improve so much.
Yeah.
You can learn to sit and be uncomfortable and understand that you're going to be okay at the end of this, no matter how uncomfortable you feel. You're going to be okay. That's a superpower. You've got that in spades. Like, there have been times where you're like, no, we have to address this. And I'm like, you're right. All right, let's fucking do it. Let's go. I can think of a couple occasions where like, yeah, he's right. I don't want to, but he's right. We got to do it. So yeah, that's a superpower for sure.
Like you said, all aspects of life. I remember at the surgery center, being at a surgery after 6 months before being a personal trainer. Like, I don't know what I'm doing here, but I'm just gonna listen because I know I'm good at that. And then when you mess up, it's, yeah, I'm sorry. Like, I whether it be the wrong tool or I didn't memorize the process correctly or whatever. And I had very, very beautifully positive surgeons who were willing to help me. Like, it probably would have been a different story if they were talking down to me and how I've heard certain surgeons are.
Yeah.
Like, it probably would have been like, fuck this, I have no interest in doing this. But because they were so patient with me, I was like, well, they're investing in me and they're being patient with me. I have to make sure that investment's worth it. And be comfortable being uncomfortable until it just became part of the day. It was like, all right, this is what I do now. Like,
Exactly. Yep. It gets easier. It does get easier over time, and you get like I compare it to working out a muscle, right? Like the more you can kind of get used to doing that, being uncomfortable sitting in that, facing the problem instead of running away from it, then it's never easy, but it gets easier to turn around and face it. You know?
Yes.
That like it very much is a muscle. Where if you don't have the pattern of doing that or like any experience doing that, man, that's a tall mountain to climb. But the first time you climb it, it gets a little bit shorter each time.
Yes. It should. Yeah. You have to remind yourself, okay, I'll be okay.
Yep. Yep.
After all this, I'll be okay.
Exactly.
All right. Are we doing class? Oh, I guess now's a good time. You had texted me this week about something to bring up on the pod, but you didn't tell me what it was.
Mm-hmm.
Do you remember? I can look.
Yep, I know. Yep, I know. I texted you. Give me a second. Let's see. Where is it? Oh, there's this. Oh, text you so I don't forget. A funny example of applying wrestling logic to a life situation. Okay, I'm close. What did I do? Oh, I'm so close. It was something to obviously to do with Danielle.
Right.
Oh, what was it? I know like the context and like the message, but I don't know. I can't remember the exact details of what I tried to do. Let's put a pin in it, and
okay.
I should remember by the end of the episode.
Sweet. If not, that's okay. We're building tension for when you eventually do.
We're just building that hot tag. Yep.
Yeah.
But in the meantime, are we ready for the class center?
Let's do it.
Okay. So, couple things. First and foremost, we're gonna go quick because we spent some time on this recently. The frickin' Red Sox are cooking again.
Really? Hell yeah.
They're on another 8-game winning streak. So they did their 15-game winning streak.
Yep.
And then they lost 3 games out of like 10, and now they're on an 8-game winning streak again. Last night was probably by far the best game of the season. So, real quick, playing the White Sox, first place team. White Sox go up 2 runs in the 9th inning. Red Sox get 2 runs, tie it. We're going to extras.
Okay.
White Sox get a 2-run home run in the 10th. Red Sox tie it in the bottom of the 10th. White Sox get a run in the 11th. Red Sox get a run in the 11th. White Sox get a run in the 12th. Red Sox get a run in the 12th. Finally, in the 13th inning, the Red Sox hold them so they don't score. They get a chance. Walk off single up the middle. Red Sox win in 13. The most emotionally draining game. I was listening to it while I was training legs, and which actually helped because, dude, I started listening to the game like in the 9th inning when they were down, and so I'm listening to the comeback doing leg extensions like, this is awesome. And then you hear the crowd like, oh, like,
oh, that's cool.
Oh my God, like what an environment. Like I beat all of my records from last week on leg
nice
day. Crushed them, like not even close. So just exciting. The boys are on a heater. It's awesome. I had to shout that out. The other thing I was going to bring up, well, we got 2 more things, but you probably know more about this than I do, but I've been seeing a lot of this. Nick Walker won, was it the Tampa Open?
Oh, the Tampa Pro, yep.
Yeah, okay, tell me you know much more about bodybuilding than I do. Everyone's saying this is his best look. Everyone's saying, like, everyone's pretty excited about him because last year at the Olympia he came in looking not his best. And so...
Yeah, he's such a unique, because he's literally called the Mutant.
Yeah.
Like, if you guys haven't seen Nick Walker, look up Nick Walker. He's a freaky looking human being.
He looks like a cartoon character. Like,
yes,
like a evil cartoon character that they would make all muscly. Like that's him.
100%. And his biggest critique is he can't ever nail, not ever, but he comes in off a lot, I'd say half the time, right? But when that motherfucker's on, he's on. And so the problem is, he has such a this is my opinion. I don't know. I'm not an expert by any means, but he has such a freaky physique that it's polarizing. Like, some people are like, that is a mutant. That's what bodybuilding's about. It's pushing the limits. And then other people are like, that's not aesthetic at all. Like, bodybuilding has to have some sort of flow and art and aesthetic to it, which I think is more classic physique, but that's just me. But with Nick, he's just so crazy looking that he's kind of got a fan base off that. And I really like him. He doesn't have the healthiest approach in terms of, like, he's been, recorded saying, like, yeah, I know I'm not going to be here long. I'm just trying to make the most out of it and pushing the limits.
By be here long, he means I know I'm not going to live long.
Yeah. Which is scary. And obviously I don't want to see that. But also, he's a grown man who makes his own decisions.
Yes.
And I hope, I think now he's got different coaches. Not that his coaches gave him that mindset, but I think he's shifted between a couple of different coaches in the past 2 years or so. And he might have finally found, like, his team. I think that's helping a little bit. And he's just grown in the sport. Like, I don't even know if he's 30 yet. Like, I want to say he's either not 30 yet or early 30s. Like, he's still fairly young. Yeah. So I think I'm excited because he seems to be nailing it. Like, I know the Olympia was rough, but the Arnold, he was crushing it. And I think he was second, right? He lost to Andrew Jack, who looked unreal. Yep. And the other thing with Nick is he's 5'6", I think. So he's, shorter, which a lot of bodybuilding guys are, but when you're going against someone as tall as Andrew Jack, that's really hard. Samson Samson big time. And I don't know if you've seen Samson recently.
Dude, while I was waiting for you to log on, I was watching workout videos of Samson. My God.
Yeah.
If he like, I feel like he could just sleepwalk through the rest of his routine, keep doing what he's doing, show up, and he'll be fine.
Yeah.
But just the way he's looking, man, I don't know. Maybe that's a lot of hype, and this is coming from someone who doesn't know a ton about physique and bodybuilding. But oh my God, animal.
Yeah, he's freaky right now, and I just think it's cool because there's something for everyone.
Yeah.
Like, they're so different, Samson and Nick.
Yeah.
That it's okay. We'll see. Like, I don't know. It's like, because I remember with Kai and Phil, that was the rivalry that got me interested in bodybuilding. I was such a Kai green mark, but looking back at it, it's like, man, Phil was he was literally the gift. Like,
yeah, he was
his genetics are unreal, and Kai was the underdog. That's why I liked him. He was the weird underdog who did, like, artsy shit. And Phil was like, I don't care about any of that. I'm just here to be the perfect bodybuilder, and I'm going to beat you and win. And he did. And so it's very interesting seeing how bodybuilding is kind of this next stage of bodybuilding. I'm definitely more of, like, a classic physique mark. But with open, like, Urs is probably my favorite bodybuilder right now.
Urs is the man.
And now he's in open. Yeah. So it's, like, interesting. I'm curious to see how he stacks up this year. Because last year was his debut. He did fairly good. But he's just a monster. Like, he's going to get better and better every year. And he still has that classic flow that I really like. That I think... But that's just my preference. I prefer that flow of a physique more. So, I don't know. I am excited for Nick. I'm a fan of Nick. I think he's great. I don't remember his placing at the last Olympia, but I think he was top 5.
It was I want to say 5 or 6. Or maybe if he was 4?
Yeah.
6 to 4, somewhere in that range is where he finished.
Because I'm wondering, I think the top 5 automatically qualify for the next year. So I'm curious why he decided to compete again. I know he did the Arnold, so that's another thing is prep takes so much out of you. It's really, I kind of hate to see guys do multiple, once they're at that high level, multiple preps a year. I'm like, oh my God. He was 6th?
Yeah.
Okay. So, I mean, he was going to qualify no matter what because he's Nick. But I'm curious to see what happens this year. I'm excited for him. I'm a fan. I'm a fan of most bodybuilders, to be honest, just because I love the sport.
Yeah. With the prep thing, man, like one thing I heard this week, him talking about in an interview, I think most people probably are like this, especially in bodybuilding, but he was like, He's like, if you cause me any anxiety, any negative emotion, you're out.
Yeah.
You're done. I will not associate with you, especially during prep. He's like, I train, I eat, and I rest, and that's it.
Yep.
If you are a blip in that system, you're done. But he's someone who, I think a lot of the guys now, this is one of the critiques from like the older school bodybuilders to the new ones, like they're in shape 24/7.
Yeah.
Which, so like back in the day, like I think I've heard like Dorian talk about this. I've heard a couple other people talk just how like, yeah, off season, like we would cycle off of the drugs, we would just do whatever, and then 20 weeks out, 16 weeks out, it's like, all right, let's ramp up.
Yeah.
But now it's like everyone's on constantly. Everyone's doing all these shows throughout the year, and so it's just the prep and like the toll that's got to take on your body is probably a lot rougher than the older guys.
Yeah, absolutely. Because Dorian especially, he was literally called the Shadow, where he would just fly in, win the Olympia, and then leave.
Yep.
He didn't want to do any media. He didn't want to do anything else. He would just disappear back to the UK, where he was in his basement gym, lay off the drugs a little bit, and then I love hearing stories about like people go, "What's Dorian looking like?" And they would get like their hands on some photos of him. And there's a famous story where there was a couple bodybuilders like eating dinner or something, and they're like, one of them walked in, goes, "I got Dorian's pictures," and he threw it on the table, and everyone just kind of looked at him and went, "Well, we're going for second." He was such a freak.
Yeah.
But the Nick thing with people like cutting people out of prep. Jay Cutler would say that. And Jay, there's one of my favorite clips of him talking is like, he goes, people would call me and they would have like problems. I would hang up. Like, can you imagine? I can't imagine that. Like my friend like dealing with something and I'm just like, beep.
Yep.
I'm not dealing with that. Like,
nope.
But he goes, they should know better. I'm in prep. Like, you don't do that to me while I'm in prep. And that's just it's extremely selfish. But being one of the GOATs, you have to be.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
It's I'm curious to see what happens this year. I'm excited about it. And like I think you're right with the longevity thing, cuz look at Arnold. Arguably the GOAT, still kicking, still active,
in
still
his 80s.
Yeah. And Dorian especially. Dorian pushed the limits even from Arnold, and he's still living life,
Yep.
So there is something to that. And my worry is the younger generation now coming up on this, I'd say, era of extreme leanness year round and being close to show ready, and because of social media, really, like their entire brand is how they look. It's unfortunate.
Yeah.
But that's just a part of it. And so these kids are going to be like, oh, that's what I have to do. I have to be on this year round. And it's, well, no. Like, please be careful, especially, dude, these teenagers getting on gear and plastic it. I'm like, oh, no, this is so scary.
It's
Don't
like,
do that.
I think there's more stuff available now than there ever has been. And there's more awareness of it because of social media and because of the internet. So I think I've told you this story before, but I had a friend who was like wanting to get in better shape, and they were like, "Hey, do you know anything about Trend? Like, should I get on it?" And I was like, "No." Like, no.
God.
That's like, for anyone who doesn't know, that would be like, instead of smoking weed being the first like substance you do, that'd be like going straight to meth.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah,
crazy. Like, I'm sure some people have done it, but just like, no. If you're gonna try something, try a little marijuana first. Maybe try a little TRT.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Let's see how that goes.
Go get your levels checked.
Well,
go get blood work.
Of
like, because then people are like, oh, I want to get in shape. I want to do this. What's your body right now? What are you doing right now? Because if it's, I go to work, I come home, I eat potato chips, I sit on the couch, I order takeout, and then that's it. Well, let's home cook a meal first. Like, that's where we would start, not what drug can I take.
Yes.
And that's on the flip side of things with the GLP-1s, that's people are villainizing that. I have an issue with that. I have an issue with the same people villainizing that using gear.
100%.
It's like, well,
same thing.
The self-righteous thing is crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I use this substance, I'm better. Come on, or I did it without that. Sure, okay, and who are you to judge someone else's decisions?
Yeah.
Just my opinion. So I think a lot of it stems from insecurity, especially with, like, I don't know why. I was thinking about this too. With fitness, some people are so insecure. I think because society has placed such a value on it. But it gets to the point where people can't admit they're wrong. So, like, people, like, they'll comment on Hammerstone's post where he's giving advice. And they'll be saying, well, actually, that's not how you do it. And it's like, you're fat. You haven't lifted a weight since high school, which is 15 years ago. You're not what makes you think you can argue with this guy about what's better for you? Instead of just going, oh, I didn't know that. That's an interesting perspective. Why are people so set in fitness on these ideas and nothing else works? I don't understand that. And not only so set on it, but defensive about it.
Super defensive.
Like, dude, it's okay. Oh my God.
And here's my thing too is every single human being is a little bit different. Like,
yes.
I don't know if I'm critiquing Hammerstone about maybe, let's say, his form or his use of a certain movement. I don't know what injuries he has. I don't know what range of motion he has. I don't know what program he's trying to do. I don't know what his body responds better to. Every single one of us is different. So I'll use this example. Antidepressants are a very common drug that people that get prescribed. There are a ton of antidepressants, but every single antidepressant is going to work differently on every single person. So what if, let's say fluoxetine works great for you, I might take it and get nauseous and headaches and I can't take it, but then sertraline works great, right? So who am I to tell you what to do in fitness if you look like Hammerstone, especially, and I don't know anything about you? Everyone's different. Someone's body might respond differently to not eating carbs. Someone's body, they might die if they don't eat carbs. I don't know. The point is, don't throw rocks like that when you have no idea who this person is or why they're doing the things they're doing. You're just throwing rocks just to be an asshole. Stop.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like that when I was younger. I'd be like, oh, they're not doing that right or whatever. And it's like, but who cares? Who actually cares? Now, if I see someone doing some wacky shit in the gym, I just go, that's wild. And I move. As long as you're not hurting anyone, or being an asshole about it, okay, whatever, that's crazy.
Yep.
Yeah. And then I've never been curious to the point where I'm asking. I'm never like, why are we doing this? Because I've seen that. People will go up and go, hey, I'm just curious what you're working on. And maybe I just don't care enough. I don't know. If you're genuinely curious, that's good. But a lot of it, that's you're in to correct them, and I don't like that either. The one time a guy asked me why I had my hood up, and it was because I was in a bad mood. I didn't want to talk to anyone. And he was like, hey, why do you wear your hood when you work out? And then I go, well, and he cut me off. He's like, yeah, I just heard, if you want to lose weight. He goes, I don't know your goals, by the way. I'm just letting you know this is what I heard. I go, well, first off, you just said why you shouldn't be talking. You just said you don't know my goals. My goal right now is to not have anyone talk to me. And you don't know those goals, yet here you are talking to me. And he just keeps going on. He's like, yeah, I heard that, if you don't have anything covering your head, the sweat will kind of evaporate, which then causes more of a caloric expenditure. And it was just this crazy nonsense. And I just stared at him wide-eyed. And finally he shut the fuck up. And he goes, so why do you do it? And I go, so nobody fucking talks to me. And I just stared at him. And he was like, okay. And he walked away. I was like, how dare you? To openly admit, I don't know what you're going for. But I'm going to talk to you for 5 minutes anyways about this thing that I read on a Facebook post probably that was AI generated because I clearly have no idea what I'm talking about. Yet I'm so confident in this incorrect, crazy fantasy information that I'm going to preach to some stranger about it for 5 minutes. How dare you? You don't respect me. You don't respect other people's time. Therefore, you don't earn my respect. And I'm going to talk to you however I feel like. And then he just, okay. And I didn't say anything else, and he walked away. I was just, that's like the meanest I've ever been in the gym. Because I was like, dude, how dare you? And again, I know I always paint, but imagine if I was like a younger kid, you know, or like I didn't have that confidence, or I look how I do, and so I couldn't speak up for myself, or if I was a woman, where there's this implied like power imbalance, you know, it's like that's even scarier. Like, how I hope because I treated him like an asshole, he never did that again.
Yeah.
I don't think so, but I'd like to think that he goes, yeah, maybe I should shut the fuck up. Like that was the goal of me speaking to him like that. Yeah. But like I that's why I can't ever imagine going up to someone, whether they're younger, smaller, a woman in the gym, and like cornering them like that just to preach your own methodologies, whether they're accurate or not. Who cares? You are making this person uncomfortable unless they ask you. Because I've had that happen where people go, hey, like, I'm curious why you're doing it this way. And I go, oh, actually, like, I'm working on my quads, and this is why, like, for hack squat. And they go, oh. And they'll ask, they'll go, I do it this way? What is that? Like, am I doing that right? And I just go, well, like, this is just my opinion. Like, you know, this worked for me and my quads. Like, that might be different from you, but try it out. And I've had people do that, and they'll come back and go, yo, your way was, I've never been more sore in my life. I'm going to start doing that. Or they go, I see them. They keep doing. It's also funny where I see them and they do what they were doing before. And they'll like come up to me and try to justify it. They're like, hey man, I tried that way. And I just go, bro, it's okay. I'm not offended. Yep. Do whatever works for you. And they're like, oh, thank you. And I go, why are you thanking me? Like, just do whatever you want. You should just be you should be here having a good time, getting healthier. That's the goal for 90% of people, I think.
For sure. But that's the difference between like that guy and those people that you're talking about is the guy came up, and I hate when people do this. They ask you a question and then before you can answer, they cut you off and tell you a whole history on why they're asking the question, etc. Okay, could have handled that differently. But those other like people are genuine and not stupid. Hey man, can you explain why you're doing this? I'm just curious.
Yeah.
Listen, boom, yeah, great. What's up? Yeah, let me talk to you about great. But oh, bro, I can imagine the steam shooting out of your ears like fucking Shrek. Boom!
I was so mad. This is years ago too, where before I was like how I am now and very calm and articulate. I was just like, I'm gonna kill this guy. It was before work. I was already on a time crunch. It was like, oh, dude, leave me alone. But speaking of talking to people in the gym, did I tell you the other day? There was this girl who was like supersetting, and our gym is small.
Yeah.
Like I kind of see the same people every day. It is what it is. I've talked to maybe one guy once. So generally, people don't talk to each other there, and we just all do our business and leave, which I like. And she was supersetting, but it's small, so there's like things all near each other, and I needed to use something that was by her, but I wasn't watching her, so I didn't know like what she was using and what she wasn't. I just know she was moving around that area a lot. And so I walked over, and I was just like, she had her headphones on, and I'm like waving, I'm like, hey, like, and then she like walked and was looking the other way. I was like, oh my God, this is so awkward. And so I didn't want to like interrupt her. So she finally turned around. I just waited, was like, hey. And she was like, ah! And I was like, whoa!
No.
Are you okay? Like, she's scared. She goes, I'm sorry. What? I go, I just need to know if you're using this. She's like, no, thank you for asking. I was like, all good. Like having a workout. I was like, fuck, I'm sorry. I'm just trying to see if you're using this.
Oh my God, scared both of you.
Yeah, but she was locked in, and I'm sure I've also seen this. These guys, I'll never forget it. It was at LA Fitness. This girl's still my hero. She was wearing her headphones, and she's doing like curls or something, and these two guys were by her, and one of them I think was trying to like flirt with her. And so he went over. They were by her. He walked over to her. She's mid-set, dude. Mid-set, doing barbell curls. Oh. And he says something. And she literally goes, I can't fucking hear you. And I popped, bro. I laughed so hard. And the guy just goes, ugh, and walked away. I was like, this is why, yeah, like, you deserve every bit of that. I hope you know that.
No, that's so good. Yeah, good for her.
Yeah, I was like, damn right.
There's been a couple times, this happens at Mountainside. This doesn't happen at EOS, where I'll be like on, I don't know, something like a cable doing like tricep push downs. And this is, I think 2 times in the past like 6 months this has happened. Like doing push downs or something on the machine. Like mid set, someone comes up.
Oh my God.
Like right there. And I just like, I'll start grunting a little bit and I'll stay focused. And one time they waited. And then one time, I was like, I'm doing like 20. I don't give a shit how heavy this is. I'm going to keep fucking going to make them feel terrible. One time they stayed and like, hey man, are you using this? I said, huh? Like, hey, are you using this side? I went, no. And then I went back to it. So like, whatever. I don't know, clueless. But the one time that kind of makes me laugh is they were there and I could tell. You could tell when somebody wants to ask something. I don't know if you can feel the nervous energy or like they're just that close where it's like too close to be in an accident. And I kept going. And they were like trying to move and then they just walked away and I like so satisfied. I had never felt so satisfied. Like, that's fucking right. Get out of here.
Yeah.
But man, as a girl, I like people don't talk to me in the gym. Danielle tries to say that like, in the rare times we go together, people will come up, and I think that's maybe because I'm with her and we're smiling and having a good time.
Yeah.
But if I'm by myself, it's a freak thing if anyone talks to me at the gym. So I don't know. Yeah, I don't remember where I was going with that. But
I'm generally very cool if you're gonna talk to me. Like even if as long as I'm not in a set or gearing up for one, I'm totally okay. And there are times where I go, hey man, can I just knock out this set? And then they're, oh yeah, for sure. Like just communicating like an adult. But there are certainly times like that where it's just, hey, you have no etiquette. You clearly don't respect this, so I'm gonna have to teach you a lesson. Like the hard, whether it be grunting or saying that. Like one lady, I was same deal, tricep pushdowns, and she came up to me, and I was like doing my set. She goes, "Excuse me," and I ignored her. I did my set. She goes, "Hey," and then I stopped, and she goes, "Are you using that?" And I went, or did you ask me if I'm using the thing that I'm actively doing an exercise on? And she was like, yeah. And I go, I'm going to finish this set, and then after that, tell you why you are wrong. And she was like, okay. I did this. And then I went, so are you wanting to use this rope? And she's like, yeah, if you don't mind. I went, 1, I do mind because I'm using it. 2, if you want to switch off, I'm more than willing to do that. You would ask if you want to work in. I go, 3, don't talk to people while they're doing their set. It's just rude. I went, so are we like clear? She goes, yeah. So can I use that? And I literally went, no. At that point, no, you cannot.
You've lost your privilege. Go take a lap.
I tried so hard to educate you and be nice and like, hey, this is kind of the culture here, and you were so selfish to only think about what you wanted. I go, you don't deserve it. I will gatekeep this.
That's good. That's you did the right thing.
I tried, dude. I was just like, well, first off, don't do that again. Second, it's just rude. And third, I'm clearly using it. So yes, you can alternate, but can't. Nope. We're done here.
No. Come back tomorrow. Try again.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Oh, so funny.
Oh.
And then, but sorry, we're into stories. I was supersetting. Dead gym, dude. Dead gym. I only superset if it's a dead gym.
Sure.
So, whatever. I did the tricep push down. I go over. Dumbbells are 10 feet away. I do dumbbell curls. I come back. Some guy had used, you know how they do the 2 standalone pulleys, but they do cable flies with them? If there's a cable fly center, which there was at this gym, do it there.
Oh. Yeah.
Like, I don't like I'm going to use 2 pulleys for one thing.
Yeah.
Right? Whatever. I was supersetting, so who am I? I literally was like, oh, that's fine. So my bag was by it. He watched me do my set and then went over and took over. And I was like, hey, man, I just have like one more here, if that's okay. He goes, oh, so you're going to use 2 things at once. And I went, and I pointed at the other one, and then I pointed at the one we were using, and I went, 1, 2? And he goes, well, that's different. And I went, no, it's fucking not. So, what are we doing here? And he goes, well, and I go, keep trying. You're almost there. And he was like, and I went, I'm going to do one more set while you figure out what you're trying to say. Because that's all I have left. And then it's more than, like, you can take it. And he just goes, you're an asshole. And I went, and you're fucking stupid.
Yeah.
I did my set while he watched me, and then I walked out. I was like, all right, I'll just go over here then. But, like, that self-awareness, oh, you're doing 2 things at once? First, it's a dead gym. Second, if you were just saying, because I've done that too, where people are supersetting, and I'll go, hey, do you mind if while you do that one, I do this? Totally cool. But for you to just go, nah, fuck this guy. It's like, well, now I'm going to match the energy.
Yep.
And because I'm articulate, and I don't let emotion. This is where wrestling really helps.
Yeah.
I'm really good at getting in your head with words.
Yeah.
Especially when emotions are high.
Yeah.
And he was drowning on his own words, and I was just like, dude, this is awesome. And he did his stupid sets. Also, these people never trained with intensity.
Oh,
like,
no.
You could have stayed home and did 12 push-ups and had a better workout, in my opinion.
Yeah,
but
right.
whatever.
Yeah.
And so when that happened, and then I watched him start going around talking shit about me to other people, like literally pointing to me. And like one guy laughed, and he came up to me, and I was like, "What a dickhead!" Right? He goes, "The worst." He left, but I was like, "Oh my god, dude! Like, how are you so miserable in your everyday life?" It's not that. I think that's another thing too. Is people just have something to prove in the gym. Why?
Yeah.
Why are we Like, granted, so do I. So when I make up reasons in my head to be angry for my set, like, oh, this guy doesn't think I can lift this weight. Like, I'm way stronger than him. Blah 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 blah. Then they come up to me afterwards. I'm not going to be rude to them. I know I internally created that narrative to push me, which is a psychopathic thing to do. But I still am aware that it's psychopathic, and I'm not going to project my made-up feelings about him onto him as a person, you know?
Exactly. You can have stuff to prove in the gym and be nice.
Yeah.
And respectful. Like, both things can be true at the same time. I think you have to find motivations at the gym like that if you want to, like, continue to push the boundary of what's possible for you. Because, I don't know about you, a lot of the time, I can't say most, a lot of the time, I have to, like, psychologically manipulate myself to go to the gym. Once I'm there, I'm fine. But, like, getting everything ready and getting out the door sometimes, dude, it's hard. Like, okay, yesterday, I woke up at 5. I was at work for 11 hours. It was a busy day. I got home. I smashed my pre-workout meal, and I went straight to train legs. Like, that was hard to work up to. And it's not that easy, but, like, and I have to make up little stupid stories about, like I cannot wait for these skinny fucks at the checkout desk to watch me limp out with my veiny legs. Like, that's my favorite part. Just like, yeah, I just did that. Fuck it, be jealous. You know? Like, little crazy things like that. You have to do that. But every time they say, hey, how you doing? Great, how are you?
Yes.
Hey, have a good night. You too, brother.
Yeah.
Very kind and respectful. Both things can be true.
Yeah. I'm a big match their energy guy.
Yes, exactly.
100%. I am not okay, or I'm not against going to that level. I will be a douchebag.
Yeah.
But it's only if you're there first. Then
Sure.
totally cool with that. I'm actually very good at it. That's why I think people get frustrated.
Yes. Another superpower.
Oh, dude, the worst is, hey man, can I just ask how many sets you have? I just started.
Not my question.
Every time. That's what I go. I go, oh, sorry, I said, how many sets do you have? Every time. Like 3 or 4. I go, oh, okay, like, do you mind if I wait or work in? And most of the time they're cool with working in, and then it gets awkward. And then sometimes they go, well, no. And I go, you're just a fucking dick, huh? Like, something like, I did that once because he was such an asshole. But, and then there's times where, like, I'll go, like, on the pendulum squat, right? There was this couple working there, and they had just started. And I had warmed up my hamstrings. They were still going. And I just went up to him. I was like, guys, like, are you okay if I work in? This is on my mind today. Like, my program is pendulum squat. Is that okay? They were like, absolutely. And I was like, you can say no. Like, I understand it's hard with 2 people already. Like, and we had a good conversation. Like, all 3 of us, they were super cool. And it's just how you approach people, I think, says a lot. And sometimes I do go in with that approach, and they're a total asshole, and then it's like, okay, we're doing this now. All right. Yeah. It is what it is, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
But that's why if, like, a kid or someone asks me to work, always, 100%.
Every time.
Like, really anyone, but especially there. Like, I want to make sure that their interactions in the gym are as, what's the word? Positive as possible, so that way they want to come back.
Exactly.
Like, this might sound rude, but like overweight people, like I want to create an environment they want to come back to.
Yeah.
So, and that's everyone, but specifically those demographics, because like that's like they're trying to change their life or set their life up for success. I want that to be a good relationship, not a bad one. You know.
And like, thinking of the individuals who are overweight, like, I have so much respect when they go to a commercial gym like that, because I remember how hard it was at a point for me to go to the gym, and I was always like in some semblance of shape, right? Like, but I was like, God, like, I would see all the big jack guys, and I'd be like, man, I'm not that, and so it was like mentally really challenging from that perspective to go. So it just gives me so much respect for the bigger folks who go and are getting after it. Like, I love it. I love to see it. It's just, it's awesome. So yeah, same. Like, I always, like, part of my, like, motivation, crazy motivation, when I see someone like that there, I'm like, somebody fucking say a word to them and I'm going to rip their head off.
Yeah.
Please, give me a reason.
Yep. I have done that where I've gone up to a kid afterwards. I go, just to let you know, they're a total dickhead. Like, don't take that personally, please. Like, they're an asshole. Like, that was like, okay, that's cool, you know. But the gyms, what's with people being insecure, and I'm okay with, you can be insecure. That's fine. I'm insecure sometimes. It's not okay to take that out on others.
Don't displace it.
Yeah, deal with your own shit, man. Yep. Be an adult.
Yep. Okay. Solid class.
Class center? Hell yeah.
I finally remembered.
Yes.
What I was going to tell you about. Maybe let me do this. Quick bathroom break, and then we'll go into the Reno's House of Horrors.
Yeah, that works.
Okay. So, all right. This is an instance where I applied wrestling logic to a real life situation, and to clarify, I applied the wrestling logic to the real situation after I made the decision to go forward with the personal situation. So this is me just trying to justify it, but I think it worked. So, as we know, Danielle, my beautiful, beautiful fiance/wife, is pregnant with our child. Very exciting. And she has, as most do in the first trimester, not feeling the best, right? One of the things she's been dealing with is some headaches and things like that. And so last Saturday, we were going to go spend the day with my cousin and his wife up at their place. Beautiful. They live out in the desert. They have a pool. It's like, we love it up there. They cook. It's awesome. We always have a good time. It's like a little vacation. She's been getting migraines on Saturdays the last couple weeks prior to that. So I'm trying to think of, like, okay, how can I set her up to feel great on Saturday? Okay, so I'm like, Friday, I'm like, you're not doing shit. Like, stay home, rest, whatever. And then Saturday morning rolls around. I was going to go get my workout in. And we had a bunch of laundry we wanted to do. And so I got up early, I started the laundry, I got it done, this and that, and then I'm going to say goodbye to go to the gym, and she goes, "Don't forget to do the laundry." And I said, "Well, I'm not going to do that." And she's like half asleep. She goes, "No, you have to. I don't have any pajamas." I said, "Yeah, that's not my job. And I'm going to the gym right now." And she goes, "Jeff, you have to do the laundry." And I was like, "Oh, I love you so much. I'm not going to do that." And she got like, she was cranky. And meanwhile, in my head, I was like, laundry's almost done. Like, we're
Yeah.
good. She's going to wake up while I'm at the gym and not see the laundry and go down to the laundry room and see it's done. Like, she's in my logic. Here's my
No.
logic.
Yeah. Wait, sorry. Your plan was not to tell her.
Correct.
Like, was to commit to the bit, like to the point where you left.
100%.
Oh my God, you are
Yeah,
so brave.
100%.
Okay.
And I was so sweet.
Oh.
I gave her kisses and I said, "I love you so much." And then I covered her back up with the blanket. It was fine. And I left.
Oh no.
And my logic was, and this again, this is me at the gym, like, how am I going to justify this? And this is when I texted you. And I was like, I think I got something. So, remember, she had not been feeling well, wanted her to feel good so we could have a fun day at my cousin's house. Okay. You could have a good wrestling match when the good guy just goes right through and wins. You could have a better wrestling
going.
You could have a better wrestling match that the crowd connects with more if you have some dips in there. Because then when the babyface overcomes the dip, they're more excited because they overcame something. So
Sure.
In my head, she's going to get pissed at me.
Yeah.
Fair. I'm ready. I can take the heat. But when she goes down and sees the laundry's done, big pop. She's feeling great. The endorphins are flowing. The dopamine's going. We're good to go for a good day.
Ideally.
I was so ready to get in trouble. I very much was. This is where the psychopathic thing might come in a little bit. I was walking home, or coming home from the gym. I walked in, and I go, "Did you do the laundry like I asked you to?" And she just gave me a look. And I said, "You were pretty happy when you saw that done, weren't you?" And she goes, "Yeah, it pissed me off that I was happy about it too."
Yeah.
And I was like, that's right. What do you think about that? It worked.
I'm glad it paid off because that's a bold move.
It was very.
Oh my God, I could only imagine. Like, what if she had never gone to the laundry room? Like, just the text from the bed of like, like that could have happened. Like, oh my God, where you're just like, oh, this isn't going great.
Yeah.
Because in my head, that's like, sure, we can add a dip. That's like a dusty finish. Like, heel went over, and the crowd's pissed, and then we try to do where, like, oh, the brass knuckles fall, the ref reverses the decision. Like, you don't know if that reaction's going to be as big as if the babyface just wins, you know?
Yep.
That's the risk.
That was the risk. But thankfully, we had, like, a good Southern crowd to work that dusty finish.
Thank God.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Maybe that's my problem, is I don't fully commit to the bit. Because I've done things like that before, and then as soon as it gets too hot, I'm like, I was just trying to be funny, and like that's done. Like, all right, my bad.
Yeah.
Like, I'm in way too much over my head right now.
Yeah.
Like, now that, like, this thing from 6 months ago got brought up, whatever, it's done. Laundry's done. I just was trying to be cool.
Stupid joke. Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, dude. The amount of times that's happened where I go, my bad, I'm stupid. Sorry.
Yeah.
So I applaud you for committing to it,
Yeah.
and Danielle for being like, all right, motherfucker. Like,
Yeah,
you got
that's
me.
exactly what happened.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, to be fair, there's been so many times where I've had to abandon the bit, and we're at a level now where I have a good idea about the bit, and then, like, how to manipulate the situation into letting the bit go all the way through, and I know, like, what level of bit I can pull.
Yeah, sure.
Like, I've pushed beyond what I can, where I've had to walk it back real quick.
Yeah.
Hat in hand, but that was a good one. That was a good low level bit, that good enough dip to have a big finish.
Yeah. All right. I'm glad it worked out. That's great. I got to start thinking about the bits like that. Like, okay, what's more of a cutoff and what's more of a dip here? What
Right.
am I looking for?
Yep. Oh my gosh.
That's terrifying. Maybe I'm just traumatized. I'd be terrified. I'd be like, "There's no way."
Like I said, it took us a while to get here, but I'm riding high off this one.
You got to have some stinkers before you learn how to have a good match.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. It's just part of the process.
That's it. You're developing the craft.
If she listens to this, she's gonna.
I forgot she listens.
She listens to it. Yeah, she needs to get back on track. She said she's missed the last couple, but I don't think she'll disagree with anything that's being said, and she'll probably say, "Why don't you be more like Devin and just not go through with the bits?"
No, you gotta have the bits. That's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying that mine weren't great, or I just pulled them at the wrong time, or I just wasn't with the right person. I think ultimately it comes down to that.
There's a lot of
bits
variables
are
that
great.
come up with bits. It's all right.
Yes. There are certain bits where you go, "Oh, my bad. This is okay. This is too far."
Yeah.
But not too far, but just like, this wasn't worth it.
Right.
Yeah.
Too much. Wrong time.
Yeah.
Wrong person. Yeah.
Like, I've never done anything so inappropriate to where it's like, that's deranged. It's just been like, I guess I didn't have to make a joke. My bad. Like, you're right. I tried to, something like that.
Yeah. Oh my! So I just remembered like the first bit I did, and this is a testament to her and like her patience. Oh my God, we don't talk about this enough. Her and I. This was like, people are gonna think I'm really a psychopath asshole now. This was so bad. This is like early days. We've been dating for like a couple of months probably at this point, and she was over, and we were just like horsing around, whatever. I don't know, being silly, and I had a pair of scissors.
Uh-oh.
I don't know how I got the scissors, but I had them. And I have a tendency to be kind of ornery. Like, not in a bad... Like, I'm a jokester. I like to have fun and make jokes, and, like, I can be a little ornery in an endearing way, I like to think. I came at her hair with the scissors. And she no-sold it, and so I was like, well, I can't go back now. And so I cut a little chunk of her hair, like probably like that much hair off.
Oh, no.
And she went, "Did you just fucking cut my hair?" Yeah.
Oh, no.
I don't know how she did it. She full named me. And this is early in the relationship. I got the full name treatment.
Ooh.
And she said, "I hope you got that out of your system, because if you ever do that again, I will kill you."
Wow.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Yeah.
Oh, I can't believe I got it. Maybe I'm just good at bits. I don't know. But I can't believe I got away with that shit.
That's crazy.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. That's wild.
Yeah.
I love I have to do it. What am I gonna do? Like, I'm the babyface here. A babyface can't cower. I gotta do it.
Cower from the heel. The heel's goading me in because he thinks I won't do it. I have to do it. That's like Luke Skywalker not killing Darth Vader.
Yeah.
Like, because he's his father. He plays that whole father gimmick on him. It's like, yeah, you're still a dick. I gotta do it. Sorry. Yeah. I had to do it. And did it come from a place of being a babyface? I wish I could say it did. It came from a place of stubbornness. Of I have to commit.
Yeah,
You're challenging my commitment here, and I have to go through with it.
You're protecting the character
at all costs. I am a fan of old school wrestling.
Like, well, you can't make Clas look dumb. He's a doctor. I gotta do this.
Right.
That is an insane story.
Yeah, we'll have to get her on one of these times and tell her perspective.
I can't wait. Oh my god. What was her thought process?
I would love to hear it.
Grown man just cut my hair.
This grown man that calls himself a doctor.
Yeah.
Cut my hair one day for some reason.
Dude, I can't imagine what it's like for you. If I date someone, I have to warn them. I have to be like, listen, I know I speak well. I know I can, like, navigate situations and be mature and all those things. I do dumb shit sometimes. Like, I'm sorry. Like, you're probably building up this in your head that, like, I have a certain level of intelligence. I just don't sometimes. So, like, when I do dumb, like, please have patience. Like, I will have to give that talk. And then there's times where they'll go, why did you? And it's like, remember what I said?
Yep.
Like, you're right. That was very stupid. But I warned you. It won't happen again.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'm always, I have to be careful with this now. I'll be like, I'm not saying nothing dumb will happen again. I'm saying this specific dumb incident I have learned from, and this won't happen again.
Yes. That was like one of my favorite bits that we had for a while was like on a car ride, like, all right, guys, listen to what I did this time. Like, tell me what you think. And we're like, a lot of times, like, that's kind of on you, bro. Like,
yeah. Oh yeah, and I feel like I was always willing to take accountability.
Dude.
Like, I was always just
Yes.
like, yeah, this one's on me.
100%.
You know, that because what I learned is called weaponized incompetence, and those guys ruin it for everyone.
Yeah.
Because they're just lazy.
Yeah.
I hate that. Like, once that concept was explained to me, I was like, oh, bunch of pussies. Like, oh, I don't know how to do that. Can you do that? Or like, oh, you're way better at that. It's like, oh, dude, be a grown-up. I don't know. That idea, just gross. I hate all of that. So then I feel even worse now when I do something stupid. Because then I'm like, oh, am I being put under that umbrella? Like, I don't want to be that guy. Like, I promise I'm just dumb sometimes, but I learn. Like, I get in my head about it, and I'm like, oh, no. Oh. All right. Quick bathroom break?
Bathroom break and then House of Horrors.
Hell yeah.
Okay. Ugh. Bro, chair looks good.
What's up?
Chair looks good.
Oh, it's so comfy.
Yeah, you like it?
Yeah, and it can lean like all the way back. So like I'll be here, and then if I want to get high and play like a video game or something, I'll just lean all the way back and be just chilling. It's fucking awesome.
You know, I've showed you. You've seen the chair in here, right?
I think so. Oh, the Royal Rumble chair or the Extreme Rules. Yeah. Hell yeah. And this has a footrest, so like it extends into like a recliner.
That's cool.
Yeah, so I can literally put my feet up and then lean back to where I'm just looking up at the TV.
That's trouble.
Yeah, it's next level. I don't know what it is about being high and doing that. It's way better.
Interesting. Okay.
It's just like, man, I'm like a kid again.
Yeah.
All right. So, Reno's House of Horrors, back again. I watched 2 horror movies this week.
All right.
I won't, like, I don't think they're worth going into all the specifics, because the story was kind of secondhand, whatever. But Evil Dead, I watched the new one that's out. What's it called? Evil Dead Rises, maybe? Evil Dead Burns? I think it's Evil Dead Burns.
Okay.
That sounds right. So Evil Dead Burns. It's kind of, and one of my friends is like a big Evil Dead fan, and she was telling me about how it's kind of like a standalone film from the rest. Because I told her, I was like, hey, I've never seen an Evil Dead. I'm going to go watch one tonight.
It's a series, or like
kind
a succession, like how there's different Halloweens, sort of.
Yeah,
thing?
yeah,
Okay.
essentially that. So
Okay.
the first one came out in 1982,
Sick.
and it was I watched that one too, because that. So the first Evil Dead Burns, just craziness, like absolute. One of the things, it starts with these guys. They're on a fishing trip. At one point, the like line, I guess, wraps around one of the guy's face, and then like it hooks into him, and it's like gory as hell, and he gets dragged under. Then his friend goes out in the boat to go get him. The boat tilts, but like the demon or the zombie, the dead, their hand comes over the thing, and it's like old horror movie where it's like finger by finger, and it's like old like things like that where I'm like, oh, that's cool. Like
Nice.
they're doing the cheesy horror stuff, but like owning it, you know? Like we're just gonna. It's like, oh, that's super cool.
Yeah.
And then she flips the thing, and then she causes the temperature in the lake to reach boiling, so he boils alive and stuff like that.
God.
Yeah.
Okay. And this is the movie you said it was from the 80s? The original?
This was the most recent.
Oh, okay.
So it's in theaters right now. Yeah.
So they're like paying homage to the old stuff from the 80s. Okay, I see. Love it.
Yeah.
Love it.
What I really liked about the new Evil Dead is the cinematography was unreal. There's one part, and it was like a cool enough story. So, girl, it's basically this family. It's based around this family. The 2 brothers are dating these 2 girls, right? One brother, Will, owns the family restaurant and nightclub, really. He's married to this girl, this French girl. She's the main character. She's the protagonist. His brother is kind of the nerdy, like, outcast of the family. And he's obsessed with their grandpa, who's obsessed with, like, cultish things and finding out about the supernatural, stuff like that. And he has the Book of the Dead, which is tied to all these things, and that's what causes these zombies to come out. Because he went around trying to discover what his grandpa was talking about, and in doing that, he released the dead, right?
Got it.
Essentially.
Yeah.
Then, so it's basically that. The brother, Bill, who owns the club, he's like abusive towards the wife, and they're showing that, and they do a great job painting him like an asshole. And then he decides to leave, and his brother was like, hey, you can't leave, like, you're drunk. And he shoves his brother out of the way, gets in the car. The zombie kills him, basically, and says like, we're here for your family. So the family does the funeral, and then the funeral, they go back to the rundown mansion, of course, and then that's where like everyone starts turning into zombies because the dead's killing them. Dude, there's a part where there were several parts where it made me uncomfortable. I was like, the first one, and fuck this movie for this. If you love animals, which we do, cover your ears or skip 30 seconds. The dad kills the dog because he's infected.
Oh.
And yeah, like they're all at this dinner table and the dad's acting weird as hell, right? And the wife found the dad trying to kill himself because the infected like was trying to convince him to kill himself. So they're at the dinner table and the dog like knows something's up with him and is like kind of whining, and he at one point he snaps because it's getting tense, the conversation at the dinner table, and he snaps and like throws the dog. He's like, stop, or whatever. And that dog is like his best friend, like they established that at the beginning. So then finally he just snaps and he takes a fork and just starts stabbing the dog. Right in the, I was like, I literally in the theater go, what the fuck am I watching? So then the dog becomes a zombie dog. Naturally. So stuff like that. Like, it's just insane stuff. At one point, after that, they take the nerdy brother and his girlfriend take the dad, and they're taking him to the hospital. He sits up. The girlfriend's like, what are we doing? Like, get him out of here. We don't know who this is or what. Like, this isn't your dad. So the zombie dad starts fighting him. They crash the car. At one point, the nerdy brother, grabs a gun, right? Because the dad is choking the girlfriend with the seatbelt. Like, she's about to die, and he grabs a gun and puts it to his dad's head, and the dad's like, kill me. Kill me. I dare you to kill me. The kid doesn't. Not a kid. He's a grown man. The brother doesn't. He goes, like, fights the dad a little bit more, then leaves. He escapes out the sunroof, leaving his girlfriend in the car.
Oh.
The girlfriend's trying to escape out the trunk. She looks back and sees him and goes to look back. The zombie takes the headrest and shoves it through the girlfriend's face. So it goes through the back and like the thing pops in through her mouth.
Yeah.
Like the headrest. It's one of the most brutal things I've ever seen. Then the brother yells and just dips. He goes back to the house. The mom has no idea what's going on. The grandma has Alzheimer's. She's in a different dimension. And then the wife just got attacked by the zombie dog. Then they're like figuring out what's going on. The son comes back. He killed her. He killed her. He killed her. Then there's a knock on the door. It's her. They open the door. She walks in with the headrest still through her face, and then is like basically making jokes. And entirely the whole time is these zombies. They're becoming infected one by one. I didn't like certain things, like the rules of infection didn't apply universally. So like the grandma gets turned because the zombie takes her dentures out, puts them in her mouth, and then puts the dentures back in, and is like, you're gonna have a better life. So she gets turned.
Yeah.
But then this is another brutal scene. She's chasing her boyfriend down in the kitchen, and the dishwasher's open. He falls back onto the dishwasher, and all the silverware goes into his back.
Oof.
So she gets on top of him, and he's like falling down, getting stabbed by all the silverware because she's on top. And then she goes to like, he stabs her in the neck, and she goes, oh, so you'll kill me, but you won't kill your dad who is trying to kill me.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, hell yeah. Like, way to make him feel it, you know? Then she takes the knife and slits her own throat and just bleeds all over him. All over his face. But he doesn't turn. Because then she does that, bleeds all over him, and then makes out with him. And then leaves to go.
That doesn't line up with the grandma.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I was like, well, okay, whatever. So not only that, this guy, in the next scene, just no-sells the dishwasher. He's just like sitting there talking to the wife. And I was like, excuse me, you should be dead, first of all. And if not, at least be in the most miserable pain ever, because you just got stabbed by 40 different utensils and were on there for a while like a kebab, you know. No sells that. Then they just go into whatever. At the end, there's a really cool shot of the wife trying to escape, and the zombie dad is just beating the hell out of the wife and the coward son, like throwing them all around the living room. And the camera is focused on her crawling and escaping while it's a continuous shot and everything is going on in the background. And it keeps like, it felt like you were in a ride. Like it would show up to the forefront and cut her off and then escape back, and it just continuous shot the whole time. It was great. So yeah, I liked the movie for like certain visuals like that, but the story itself didn't really hold up. There was a ton of like flaws in it. There were cool moments, you know, and I'm not a huge like gore fan, but they had enough unique ideas. Like I just like creativity, and so because it was creative, I was like, all right, I can get behind that.
So it was like a good wrestling match with a lot of cool spots, but not a ton of psychology.
Yeah, 100%. That's what I felt like I was watching.
Okay.
Yeah. Like, I had fun watching it.
Yeah.
But if you think about it too much, you're like, yeah, that didn't make much sense.
Got it.
So that was cool. And then I went and watched the original because my friend was telling me how she likes the originals, and they had another series of remakes like 5 years ago that are supposed to be brutal. So I'm excited to watch those. But I watched the original. It has such an 80s charm to it.
Nice. Yes.
Like,
yes.
I had forgotten what that was like.
Yes.
And just the effects, obviously they're not great, but like the zombies they're literally people in face paint. And I was like, of course, you know, like and so there's one scene where, like, and everything takes forever. It's like the old school workers, right? Like work the whole the zombies get stabbed and they take like I sent her a message. I was like, the zombie just took 3 business days to die. Like it got stabbed and it just screamed for way too long, and then had like 4 different times where you're like, oh, it's dead. No, still screaming. Okay, all right. Like it was one of those where I was like, oh my god, like is this ever gonna end? And then at the end, so the whole thing is the guy is kind of like a dummy.
Okay.
Like Ash, right? His name's Ashley, but they call him Ash. He's kind of a dummy, but he ends up just getting lucky a lot of the times. And he throws the Book of the Dead in the fire, and then the zombies like melt, but it's the 80s, so they're doing like stop motion clay effects. Yeah, it's very different, and it's just like that took probably 5 minutes of just cutting in between his eyes being shocked, one zombie melting, the other zombie melting, his eyes, and it was like all back and forth to the point where I was like, oh, we're still on this. Okay. Yeah. Like we're working this scene. So that was like, it had a really fun charm to it. I enjoyed it. So Evil Dead and then Evil Dead Burns. I'm going to watch all of them this month. I'm excited. And there's nothing much else. Like, oh, also, very sensitive topic. At one point, I was like, okay, this is like just a cheesy horror movie, whatever, you know, watching the 80s one. Then one of the girls, like, runs out into the woods. And the woods, the actual woods, like the trees, they grow their branches and they tie her up and then sexually assault her.
That feels aggressive for the 80s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I messaged my friend and I went, did I just watch a tree sexually assault a woman? She's like, yeah, that happens. I was like, excuse me? I'm uncomfortable. And she was like, I told you they were ridiculous. I should have warned you. I went, no, you warned me. I just didn't know this is what that meant.
Yeah.
So, like, it's, at that point, I was like, I don't know what's about to happen at any point. For, like, what did I just witness, you know?
Interesting. That's kind of fun, though.
Yeah, it was so ridiculous.
Yeah.
And then so that's how she turned into a zombie.
Well, she got raped by the trees.
Yes. And then she goes back to the house. She's normal. She's trying to explain what happened. They obviously don't believe her. They go to bring her back into town. The one bridge back into town is destroyed, so they go back, and then she turns into the first zombie.
Whoa. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's crazy.
That's fun though. That's okay. Good stuff.
Yeah, I'm excited to watch the second one. I'm like,
Yeah.
all right, like let's see.
Absolutely. It would be fun too to watch like how the movies and how then just like the special effects evolve over the years. I think that's gonna be a fun little side quest in that.
Yeah, because there's Evil Dead. I think Evil Dead Rises is the second one in the 80s. Then there's Ash versus something about Ash. It's like a series that they do. Then there's the 2 remakes, modern, and then the one that I watched that seems more like a spin-off than anything. But yeah, I'm kind of nervous about the new ones, to be honest.
Well, like, yeah, where are they gonna go? And like, if they're supposed to be super brutal.
Yeah.
Oof.
Those I'm kind of like, oh, I don't know how I feel about watching those. That's going to be a rough one. But I'm not, as much as I am a horror movie fan, I'm not a horror historian.
Sure.
So I haven't seen the original Halloweens. I haven't seen the Freddy Kruegers, like, you know, Nightmare on Elm Street. I haven't seen those. I haven't seen Jason, or what's Jason?
Jason's Halloween, I think.
He's Halloween. Who's the hockey mask?
Jason.
Oh, that's Jason. What's his? Oh, Friday the 13th.
Yeah.
Yeah, I haven't seen those. Right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, Jason's Friday the 13th.
Jason's Friday. Then there's one that's like Freddy Krueger versus Jason. Was like
yes,
out,
Freddy
like,
versus Jason.
High school or something like
yeah,
that.
Those got ridiculous.
Yeah.
But yeah, I haven't seen any of those. But now that I watched Evil Dead, I'm kind of like, oh, there's like a special charm to these. Like, now I'm excited to watch them because I'm into it. I'm like, all right, like I like this. Because I use a lot of old school like aesthetic things, just because I appreciate that, you know, like the zoom, or if I do a training clip, it'll have like a VHS filter over it, like stuff like that.
Yeah.
So seeing actual art from that time, I'm like, oh, of course I would love this. Like, why didn't I give it a shot, you know? So it's kind of opened this whole door now, where I'm like, oh, I want to get really into this. Kind of like wrestling. You find this old territory, you're like, oh, this is awesome. Yep,
you
it's
just
the same
found
thing.
South. Yep.
Yep, exactly.
Yeah. Well, that's cool. I in high school, I think we watched the Halloweens and then like Freddy Krueger movies. Like, I've seen all those once because like that's what whoever at the sleepover wanted to watch, you know. I remember as like I've never liked scary movies. I've never liked horror. Like, so that's never something if I'm by myself I'm going to choose to watch. But I remember enjoying the Halloween movies. I like thinking like, okay, this is fun. Like, I remember thinking that. So I'm excited for you to watch them and then like kind of relive those. That'll be a lot of fun.
Yeah, and I don't know. I feel like a fraud because I like the look of all those characters, right? Like, I think it's super cool, but I just haven't seen them. I'm like, okay, like it's kind of like the people who wrestlers do it all the time, right? Like, oh, I love that era. You're like, no, you don't. You didn't watch them. That's why I'm very open with like I didn't watch those movies.
Yep. What one of our close friends / good wrestling opponents, Tully Blanchard.
Oh yeah, that's who I was thinking
right?
of.
Yeah.
Tully Blanchard. Yeah.
You son of a bee.
Oh my god. And then Dom like quizzing the kids on stuff, and it's like, oh boy.
Yep. No, that's awesome. That made me, the comparison of like the new one versus the old one made me think of Top Gun, because I just showed recently. I showed Danielle both Top Guns, and we watched the old one first, then we watched the new one. And just like, it was like the 80s to 2022 or something was when the new one came out. So totally different feel to it, but it had that 80s, the original had that 80s charm and like so many just classic 80s things in there. You just kind of like, I don't know, there's something about the movies in the 80s. Some people hate it. Some people do not like 80s movies. I love them. I really enjoy a lot of movies from the 80s. And they have that charm, and I don't know what is special about it, but it's just there. No matter what genre it seems like. Just the style of filmmaking was so unique to that time, and it's just there's something about it that's just kind of comforting and enjoyable.
Yeah, it's well. I was just thinking. I looked up because I thought about the '90s too. Like I had an ex-girlfriend who would show me '90s movies because that was like her ish, and everyone I watched was like, "Oh, I love that." And it's just something. There's like an era, and I was thinking Donnie Darko because that's one of my favorite movies from that time. That's '01, but still like leaving that era. You know, it had that vibe to it. Or I remember one girlfriend showed me Weird Science.
Classic.
Where it was like, yeah, amazing. I had never even heard about it. I was like, what are you, like, okay. And I watched it, like, this is awesome.
Weird Science is like, awesome.
Yeah.
It had young just Robert Downey Jr.
Young Robert Downey, yeah. It's so cool to see stuff like that. So I'm excited to get into this and see what else is out there horror movie wise.
Yeah.
Because there's so I didn't watch horror movies until I was 17.
Oh, sure.
So and even then I was like very picky about it, you know. So I'm excited to go back and watch everything and see what I like and what I don't like.
Yep. Oh, this will be fun. I'm excited.
I just have a feeling I'm gonna get obsessed, and then like now I'm like, okay, what else is out there? Or start getting merch and start doing, because I see the merch all the time. Like there's always like these decor things that I'm like, oh, that would look sick at my house or something like that, you know, or at my place.
Yeah, absolutely. Like they're iconic too. Like Freddy and Jason, iconic.
Yeah,
absolutely iconic and super cool. Like you can't look at the way those characters were presented and not be like, damn, that's pretty cool. Those guys look badass.
Yeah. There are two. This is so weird. There's two instances that horror influenced my matches this week. There was one where me and Bobby Casal were wrestling, and last time we wrestled, he slipped in a sleeper, right? And I was on the apron, and then I hung him up on the ropes. So this time, he gets the sleeper on the apron again. I go to drop him on the ropes. He lets go. I take the bump, and then I literally go, and then he reaches through and grabs me and yanks me back into the ring in the choke. And I was like, oh, that was so fun. Like and I remember telling the camera people, because we were talking about it, I was like, I want it to feel like a horror movie, like from back in the day. And they're like, oh, that'd be awesome. So I loved how that came off. And then there was one where last night where I attacked Bill, the ref, and I told him, I was like, just the anticipation of me tracking you down will get a reaction. And I kind of want them to be like, you fall. Like he fell, right? And then I kind of look at him and I smile, and I'm like, all right, like that's good enough, you know? Like I scared this guy, he embarrassed himself, whatever. And I go to turn, and then I went and like for the kill, and it's the same thing, like that horror pace, you know? Like, they're like, I don't know. Jason is outside the closet, and then he keeps going, and then they're like, nope, he's right back. Like, yeah, like that's what I wanted, and I got a good reaction because we got the heat from when he fell, and then I go to turn, and the crowd's like, man, this guy's kind of a dick. Oh no, he's a psychopath. Like he's actually killing him. Like it was exactly what we wanted, which I'm proud of.
And amazing,
but all because of horror. That's it.
Yeah, I love that. Yeah, this will be good. This will be really good. I'm excited.
And just embracing the cheesiness. I love it.
It's fun. It's fun. Yeah.
Oh, that's what I was going to say. Top Gun. I haven't seen the new one. But the only reason I saw the first one, I saw it in theaters. It was at Harkins when they did the Tuesday Night Classics.
Sure.
And it was when I worked at Harkins, and my friends all wanted to go because they loved it, and I'd never seen it, so they like forced me to go. And I remember experiencing that in the theaters. It was so fun.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is awesome. Like, because it is just that charm about it. And especially in the theater with, like, the sound and how it looked on the screen. Like, everything about that. It's like, one of my most sentimental memories in terms of movies.
Love that. The new Top Gun, I actually prefer. And
really?
Yeah, I like it better. Maybe it's a product of the times. Of just everything looks better and newer and fun, like it's just more current, so I can relate to what's happening a little bit more. But the thing that was most impressive to me, I remember watching it in theaters, and then this happened the second time I watched it with Danielle. There was a point, like I went into the movie knowing what was going to happen, like how they were going to kind of tell the story. or so I thought. And there was a couple of points where I was like, oh my gosh, this is going to happen. And they did such a good job of leading you into believing this is going to happen and then swerving it. They did that like twice in the
Oh, that's
movie.
cool.
It was awesome. And like, I don't know how, like, kind of what I thought was going to happen kind of ended up happening, but the way they got there, like, took me on an absolute roller coaster ride. It was so
Nice.
fun. Yeah, awesome. Like, and then you just leave it, like, the movie ends, and you're just like, that was so good. Like, it just, you don't expect that from just like a classic action Tom Cruise movie. You're like,
Yeah.
okay, this is going to kind of be like A, B, C, D, but they did such a good job of telling the story and like swerving you. I love the new one. It's so fun.
Nice.
I think
love
you'd really
that.
like it.
Yeah, I'm behind on my normal movies. Like
Yeah.
that, I haven't seen Spider-Man yet. Odyssey, I haven't seen. I really want to see that. It's good. They're stacking up, which is good. It's been a long time since I feel like movies have had. I've had a queue of movies I have to go see.
Yes.
Because there have been times recently in the past year or two where I'm looking at like I'm dying to see a movie, like what's out, and I'm just scrolling the website like, oh my god, there's nothing. Like
Yeah.
nothing appeals to me here.
Yep. Yep. For sure. There's
Movies are back.
this is much more a class movie, but there's a new George Washington movie that's supposed
Okay.
to be really good. I think it just left theaters, and I'm very excited to see. That's like one that I'm most excited to see. It's supposed to be very good. It's kind of like I think it's about his younger life and stuff, and I'm sure it goes into everything. But yeah, it's supposed to be very good. And so I think it feels like we're in an era where movies are kind of hot right now. Like there's some good movies that have come out this year.
Yeah.
It feels like we're on a bit of a heater there.
There should be, I think, because the Great Depression, right? Like this is sad, but the Great Depression movies were like the escape. It was like, oh, life sucks. Like, let's go watch a movie. I think we're getting to the point where people are so tired of dealing with all the division in life and all the politics and all the absolute batshit craziness that's happening in the real world. They're like, just take me out of this for a sec, please. Like, I have to check out for a bit. This is too much. This is overwhelming.
100%. Yeah, I couldn't agree more. I think people are so looking for little escapes like that just to forget about reality for a little bit. So there's more of a need for those movies to be good and exciting.
Yeah.
Which is great.
There's
movies are awesome, man. Like it's really similar to a good wrestling show, right? It's
Yep.
going to suspend belief. It's going to take you out of it, and you're going to be enthralled with whatever's going on in front of you for 2 hours. Like we need that. We need those escapes. That's what keeps us kind of going. And movies are a great avenue to do that with.
Yeah. That's why it's so weird, right? Because I understand the argument of politics and art shouldn't be together, right? But at the same, it's so hard because it's more nuanced than that. Like there should be art that takes you away from all that, but then who am I to tell somebody how they view life? Like if they want to express themselves and express a message through their art, then sure. Like, it doesn't have to be one or the other, but in this sense, I do truly think it's best to have, like, movies that are like that, where, like, I think you need both, but you need a movie where you're just, I had no idea what Evil Dead was about. I just went there because I was like, just take me for a ride, please.
Yep.
Like, I just want to be entertained.
Yep.
And they did, so.
Yep. And it's like one of the greatest eras of music of all time was very politically influenced in the 60s and 70s.
Yeah.
Like about Vietnam and like the political division that was happening. Like all of the like original goats in rock and roll were like a lot of it was political. Like Janis Joplin, Creedence Clearwater Revival, Jimi Hendrix, like Eric Clapton. Like all these guys are singing songs about what's happening in the world, and those are some of they're the rock gods that we look at.
Yeah.
Like they had played a massive influence in everything that came after them, and so. Like to your point of I appreciate when things are not political too, because I want to escape from some of that stuff, but then some of the greatest stuff of all time is going to be influenced by that, especially when it comes to art, because that's how, like, look, this is a way for me to express my feelings through the art that I'm good at or the art that I've chosen to pursue. And music is a big one with that. And then like look at the early hip hop days too in the 80s and 90s. Very
That's what I was thinking
political,
about,
right?
yeah.
Yeah, so there's certainly room for both, absolutely. But I think either way, it's like you either escape and just go on a ride with Top Gun for a little bit, or Evil Dead for a little bit, or you're listening to NWA who's educating you about what's happening in Los Angeles in the 90s,
Yeah.
you know, or
Yeah.
you're listening to Jimi Hendrix talk about like how messed up the Vietnam War is, right? Like it's
Yep.
cool, and you should have both. I appreciate both forms, and it's nice that
Yeah.
they're there and you can choose which kind of one you want to experience.
It is interesting that music lends itself more to that than
Yeah.
movies do.
For sure.
Like that is kind of because I don't listen. Well, I guess I listen to music to escape sometimes, but not a lot of times. Like it's just here's the vibe, or I need to feel a certain way. In movies, it's like just tell me how to feel.
Yeah.
You know, it's interesting how the medium of art dictates what, or I guess the political presence. Like
Yeah.
that's something too to think about. Because if it's a movie, and they're like really pushing whatever agenda, I'm gonna kind of be like, oh. Like, as much as I'm all for speaking your truth and all the things, I'm gonna be like, man, okay, I appreciate it, but I don't like this.
That's
As opposed to music, I'm like, hell yeah.
well, that's a good point because like I think a lot of times with movies like that, it depends on your intent going in, right? So if this is like
Yes.
if you're aware that this is kind of a politically driven movie and you want to see it for that reason, you're gonna be fired up about it. But
Yeah.
if you just go in to be like, okay, this should be fun. I want to see a movie and escape for a little bit, and then it has those like political leanings. It's like, what the hell, man? I want to be entertained and forget about this shit. But
Yeah.
then music, you're almost always, especially these days, you're choosing what you want to listen to and how you want to feel and what like message you want. So
Yeah.
there's I feel like there's more music than movies, and you have more control over what you're choosing versus movies. It's like that experience that comes with it a little bit. It's different that you're looking
Yeah.
for sometimes.
100%. Art is so cool.
Yeah, yeah, it's great. It's I don't know, like all these like there's a lot of tests, like personality type tests, where it's like judging different parts of your personality, like how um, neurotic are you, how like argumentative are you, how much do you like respect and value art and stuff like that. And I've always, when I've taken them, I've always scored very low on the art scales, essentially, like saying that's not just important to who I am as a person. But wrestling has been a thing that's completely changed my opinion on art. Like for me, my entire life, art has been going to an art gallery and looking at paintings and drawings and pictures. And I'm just
Yeah.
like, it doesn't do much for me. I appreciate it and I respect it and I love that people love it. It's just nothing that really like gets me excited. But then wrestling taught me that, dude, art can be so many different things. And I've always said that I'm not artistic at all. Like that is not me. But in my head, when I'm answering that question, it's I'm terrible at drawing. I'm terrible at
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
having a blank canvas and drawing a picture on it.
Yeah.
But then it's like learning that wrestling is art and like, no, we have a blank canvas to go out and tell a story. Oh, maybe I am artistic and I do value art. I just didn't understand what my medium was for that.
Yes.
And now I have it and I can really take advantage of it. And it so much fills my cup.
100%.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wrestling made me love art way more.
Yeah.
Like you were saying. Like now going to art museums is legitimately one of my favorite things. Whereas
Sure.
before it was like, yeah, okay, whatever. Like this is fun. But now I get in like enthralled with the paintings and I'm just like, oh, like how did this person create this? And I start wondering that and I'm reading the little blips like on the thing. Like I'm that guy now, you know? Like where I have to go with specific people who are patient enough to let that happen. But it's cool how it transforms your perspective, like being involved like that. And I had someone say this to me, and this is a common thing I hear in wrestling. Like, once you learn wrestling, it ruins movies for you. And I'm just like, no, it didn't. It made me love them way more. And they're like, but like, you know what they're trying to do, and like, you know the story. And I go, yeah, but like, maybe you don't like bad movies. But also, if you're going in to a movie going, well, I know how to tell a story, so let's see how good you are compared to me. You're in the wrong headspace. If you go watch a match, you're like, what do these people do different that I don't like? of course you're gonna think it sucks. Like you're going with, as opposed to, what does this creator have in store? You know, like let's just see, and then sure, bad movies you're gonna pick apart, like Passenger, that garbage movie that I saw a couple months ago. I hate it because wrestling opened me up to like, this is how you tell a proper story, and they did none of it right, and I was like, oh yeah, this sucks.
Yes.
But it didn't ruin all movies. If anything, it made me love movies 100 times more.
It doesn't. I think when someone says it ruins movies, I think what they should say is it changes the way you view movies and experience movies.
Yes.
Because I think it does give you a completely different appreciation for storytelling, and you're going to catch things that you wouldn't have caught had you not gotten involved in wrestling. And same thing with watching wrestling. Like anyone who's in the business as a wrestler or in any capacity, that's going to change the way you watch wrestling. It's like one of my favorite things, and this doesn't happen often, but every once in a while when I'm watching a match, I'll get to watch it as from the perspective of a fan who I was before wrestling, because I'll just get lost in it. But many times we spend watching wrestling like, okay, I'm trying to learn what they're doing. I'm trying to critique what they're doing. I'm trying to like steal things of what they're doing. And so you're coming into it with kind of an evaluative perspective. And then you can see what they're doing, that, oh, I love that they did this. This is really cool because of X, Y, and Z. I didn't like this because they did this before, so why are they doing this here? It didn't really make it for me. Versus just like two guys, like watching my two favorite wrestlers go head to head and just like being caught up in the moment. Like it doesn't happen often. So I don't think it ruins it. I think it just changes the way you experience it.
Yeah. And I experienced that in wrestling too, where there was a time where I was worried I didn't like wrestling anymore. Because what you're saying, I was watching it and I was like, oh man, like I can't even enjoy this. I'm thinking too much, you know? But I always tell people, you have to write it out. You have to stick through, because that's just you knowing enough to be like, I know something's not right, but not knowing, like not having the knowledge to appreciate it more. So there's always like, there's this stage, it's a weird stage where you watch wrestling and you're doing all those things, you're evaluating it, you're doing all the things, and then you're like, man, I'm not even having fun. But then you grow and your knowledge grows and you start to appreciate everything they're doing more, and you're like, oh, I didn't even think about that, or I didn't know that, or I wonder if that's why. And it opens up this like entirely new world of curiosity on a different level of understanding, that now wrestling is again my favorite thing in the world because of that, where I watch Shawn Michaels and I'm just enthralled, but not as a fan, as a worker now, because I'm just like, I'm so appreciative of his work and how good he is, and any top level guy like that, you know. And same with, and in terms of movies, like people like with being so critical, how many times do we go through a match and the feedback is like, yeah, something got funky there, but like whatever, you recovered and you moved on, and that's how it is. So I'm not going to watch other matches and go, yeah, something got funky, like what was that about? It's like, no, that just happens sometimes, man. Like that's what happens when we take risks. And with movies, I understand it's edited and they like have less of an excuse, but still, like you're pointing out these very minute imperfections that take away your enjoyment, when it's like, yeah, man, that happens when you tell stories sometimes. Like sometimes I give that grace because I
exactly. And if you go back to the artistic standpoint, maybe the director had this vision that they wanted to get across. Like you have to remember, like this is the movies are so many steps, right? Like, and I don't even know, I'm not even going to say I know half of them, but it has to go through so many different levels of analysis before you see it on the screen. And so somewhere along the line, many places along the line, this is someone's creative expression for the story they wanted to tell and the message they wanted to portray with it. And so like, yeah, that's not my favorite, but like, I'm not the one writing the movie. This is their perspective and what they wanted to show me. So 100%. I can pick out imperfections, but at the end of the day, it's still all art. And it's like, there's no right way to do art. Yeah. There's only like your way to do art and what you want to show people through that, you know?
Yeah. And do you know how many times people go, "Hey, I noticed you did that in your match. Why didn't you do this?" And I just go, "I didn't think about it. That's a way better idea." Yeah, I agree. And they're just, "Oh, okay." But if they come at me critically, I'm gonna be like, "I don't like, fuck off, man. I don't know. This is what I believed in."
Yep.
Yep. And or not like critically is the bad word. Negatively, like overwhelmingly. Again, like back to the gym thing. I match their energy. But if they're just like, "I don't like this," I go, "Okay, why not?" Because I think this would have been better. Yeah, you're right. That would have been better. I didn't have that foresight, so I went with what I did. And normally, if you say that, they're just like, "Okay, well that makes sense.
Yep.
Next time, do this." It's like, "All right, we'll do."
Yep. Isn't there's people who do the thing where it's like, "You did this. I don't really get why you did that. Like, why did you guys decide to do that?" And then it's like, "Well, because of X, Y, and Z. This is how we got there." Oh, I see now. Okay, got it. So there's that side of it too, right? Sometimes people just don't understand the message that's going on, and then they're open to like hearing about it and learning.
Yeah, which I think is the best mindset to have.
Yeah,
like there are so many times. My first instinct when I don't agree with something is not to hate it.
Yeah,
it's to say, or sorry, not don't agree, don't understand. So many people are like, "I don't understand this. It sucks," or "It's your job to make me understand it." It's like, well, what if you're like just kind of dumb? Or what if you're like not in the right headspace and you missed key obvious points that you shouldn't have, yet because you missed those things, it's the artist's fault? Like, no, maybe take some responsibility as a viewer and pay attention. Or you, like you said, "I didn't understand that. Like, what was that?" "Oh, well, like, this is what we were trying to get across." You go, "Oh, okay, I can kind of see that. Like, that makes more sense now," Like, just ask from a curiosity standpoint, not a criticism standpoint, in my opinion.
Agree. I completely agree with that. Yeah. Well,
I think that's it.
I think that's it.
Hell yeah. Another one in the books. You got anything this weekend?
We got our tasting scheduled for tomorrow, so we're excited about that. Go try some food out, see what we're gonna have at the wedding, and then that's pretty much it. We're just finishing up some big wedding stuff. We got pretty much everything locked down. The last big thing we need to do is get a day of planner. We're having a tough time getting people locked down for that. I've sent probably like 7 or 8 different inquiries out, and I've heard back from like 3 or 4 who are booked already on those days. So that's the last thing we need for big stuff, and then it's just filling in the blanks kind of from there with little stuff.
Nice. A day of planner. Is that just like the coordinator? Like they
kind of keep things on track, right? So like they're the ones who are kind of the producer, I'll say, of everything, right? So like they make sure like, "Okay guys, let's go to the cocktail hour. Okay guys, we're all going to move into the ceremony hall and like get ready for dinner. Take your seats please. We're going to the wedding party's going to make their entrances. Okay, now we're going to do the speeches. Okay, now it's just like, let's have fun, let's dance, party, have a good time," stuff like that. So the venue we're doing requires we have one, just to keep things on track like that. So
smart. Yeah.
So we're working on that, and then I need to, for like you guys, for the groomsmen, I'm having trouble finding the exact color I want you guys to wear. So I ordered a suit. It turned out it was I'm looking for like a light sand, light tan suit. The one I ordered was too like brown, and so I'm gonna return that and continue my search, and hopefully have something by this weekend. So
sweet.
Yeah, just crossing weddings.
I booked my travel.
Nice.
I got that finally.
Let's go. I'm gonna today start a group chat of all the groomsmen, so we can start talking about like stuff we're gonna do and things like that.
Oh hell yeah!
So keep an eye out for that later today. What do you have coming up this weekend?
I'm headed to Limitless just to like kind of meet everyone. I have a couple like friends on the show. I'm driving up with Seabass and maybe AG. I might meet AG there, but there's also a Rhino seminar. So I'm going to do the Rhino seminar because why not?
Yeah.
And yeah, should be a good time. I haven't met the promoter at Limitless. I've never been to a Limitless show, but obviously they're one of the top indies, so I'm excited to see everyone. And the card is just stacked. There's so much like just awesome talent on that card, so I'm excited to just watch it and experience it.
Amazing. Yeah.
And learn from Rhino. That's sick as hell. Yeah.
Keep an eye out for a Devin Reno gore coming soon.
Oh yeah. I already stole Jerry Lynn's backbreaker.
Yeah.
that gore is next, brother.
That's right. That's right. All right. Well.
But yeah, that's it.
Okay. Well, thanks, guys.
Thank you guys. We'll see you next week.